All right, y'all, we live. We're here, and we're going to talk about what all of you guys have been reading up on, but haven't really gotten that clarity, haven't really gotten the answers that maybe you guys have been looking for. So I'm going to bring forth that. I'm going to give you guys some consumer law hacks, right? Yes, I said it. I'm going to give you guys some hacks. I'm going to give you guys the top 22 consumer law codes that I've used and noticed over the past couple of years that have been able to help me get the most results. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to comment because the comment, if you don't know, now you know, draws in more individuals to get in tune with our algorithm and with our teachings so that we can continue to empower, enrich, and educate the masses. My goal is to empower 1 billion lives. And by doing so, it takes each and every single one of us being here. So if there's anything that you guys have learned, anything that you guys have just taken away in general from my channel, whether that be consumer law, whether that be in mindfulness, whether that be in real estate, whatever it may be in family, I want you guys to, take it and run with it and take action on it above all else. I always say I'd rather have a business partner that is ignorance on fire rather than having a business partner that's got knowledge on ice. Right? A lot of you guys are knowledge on ice. You guys have tons of knowledge, tons of value, but you guys aren't actually taking action on the information that you guys have access to. So without further ado, family, we're going to hop right into the information. I want you guys all, though, to drop what city you guys are all tuning in from. Drop what city you guys are all tuning in from. What city is everybody tuned in from? Drop your cities. Drop your cities. Peace and love, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm super grateful for everybody that is here, and I'm excited to get into this information. If y'all ready to, just drop your city and we'll get right into it. We got Gonzales, Los Angeles. Amazing. I'm like, where's my phone? Perfect. Any other cities? What other cities? Gonzales, Louisiana. I said LA. Crazy. Louisiana. We got Louisiana in the building. Drop your cities, family. Drop your cities. We'll get right into it here in the next 2 minutes. So before we get into, I'm gonna leave you guys for the sake of you guys just tuning in, I want to go ahead and bless you guys right off the bat. So what are top 22 consumer law codes that I've used and have I noticed over the years that have helped me with getting deletions? I want you all to prepare, and I want you all to know and understand that we're strictly, when it comes to my teachings and consumer law, really diving deep into our main subchapter title as a whole is Title 15. Right, we're diving heavily into Title 15 and we're dissecting it. So a lot of Chapter 41 is what we're going to be breaking down in these top 22 codes. So 15 USC 1681B, which says furnishing a consumer report without the consent of the consumer. How many of you guys have given? I want you to drop a 3 in the chat box if you've given any of these consumer reporting agencies consent to furnish any information on your guys' consumer report. I want you guys all to drop a 3 if you've given them consent. Well, if not, that's a violation of 15 USC 1681B, permissible purpose. Right? They got to have your permissible purpose, your written, clear, and conspicuous instructions of you giving them the right to furnish your information. Next, we're going to look into 15 USC 1681. Right? Let me go ahead and let me just share my screen with you guys, and let's hop right into it. I know I got some visual learners. Drop a visual in the chat box if you yourself are a visual learner. It's okay. If you are, we'll hop right into it, and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know why I didn't from the beginning. That's my apologies. I have it pulled up and stuff, and I'm just not showing y'all. I'm just gatekeeping information. All right, so this is the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Like I said, Title 15, Chapter 41, and we're going to come here to B. Oh, there goes A, the definitions, and then we got B. So this is permissible purpose. So now we're going to come here to 1681, and then it said A, and then it said 2, and then it said B. Furnishing an account that was created from a credit card or similar device. So that's what this is breaking down here. 15 USC. I'm showing you guys just how to cite these consumer laws. 1681, and then we got parentheses A, then we got parentheses number 2. I don't think this is this one actually, as a matter of fact. I think my assistant had this one cited improper. It's okay. We're gonna move on though to the FDCPA. There's a couple others within the FCRA. We've gone over those time and time again. I want to give you guys a little different, perspective and insight on some different consumer law codes. So we got 15 USC 1692J. I'm letting people know right now we're live. We're live on YouTube. Tune in. We dropping some value. Beautiful. So the next code is 15 USC 1692J. This is the third one right here. Drop a 3 if y'all are with me. Drop a 3 if y'all are with me. Who's with me? Who's still, is this making sense to everybody so far? Are you guys getting some insight? We're gonna hop into some, some heavy information going forward from here. The FCRA is pretty simple. FDCPA, I would say is a lot more simple, but where we can splice some things up, right? This is furnishing deceptive forms. How many of them have compiled, designed, and furnished any form, knowing that such form would be used to create the false belief in the consumer that a person other than the creditor of such consumer is participating in the collection of or in an attempt to collect a debt such consumer allegedly owes such creditor, when in fact such person is not so participating. So time and time again, I've seen them furnish many forms. Like they're sending out forms stating that you've been motion or that you've been summoned, to court, to appear in court. They've compiled documents where I've seen where they've threatened people's jobs and threatened people's, time and time again, I've seen them compile many, many different deceptive forms. Right? These forms are all forms and tactics to get you in a fearful state to where you think that there's no other option, there's no other way than to pay these companies. Right? I've got to pay them, right? Like there's nothing else that I can do. If I do not pay them, right, it's over. All right, that's it. All right, a lot of you guys think like that, but that's actually not true. That's why we got to understand our rights. So we're gonna go to the F or to truth and lending a little bit. We're gonna come here to 15 USC 1602, which this is my favorite one, which is the definition section of truth and lending. There's tons that you guys can find within here, but I want to go ahead and look into 15 USC 1602 P, right? And this is the term unauthorized use. A lot of you guys will, have had unauthorized use on you guys' credit reports. So these are the consumer law hacks. If you guys are just tuning in, these are the consumer law hacks. I'm giving you guys 22 hacks that I've noticed that have helped me over the years, getting tons of things and being, discharged. What I was about to say is we've been in business since 2021, and since we've discharged over $1 million in debt, which is a blessing to be able to say, and we're proud of such. And how we've done it is completely by using these consumer law codes. And so I want to make it very clear, family, that these are in place for us to understand and know how to exercise. And so all I'm doing is showing you guys certain ones that have worked for me. I want you guys to align it with what you guys are going through. I know at least one or two of these, which is all you need, will help you guys in your guys' case, and be able to, allow you guys to start up a case and file any complaint if need be. So I want you guys to understand, just all you need is one violation, and you guys could actually get paid for your guys' violations of these companies. So we're diving through a couple different sub chapters, but this is all within Title 15. So each code starts with Title 15. 15 USC 1602 is where we're at, and we're at the term unauthorized use, which it means a use of a credit card. We know the definition of a credit card, and if you don't, you can look right here for the definition. By a person other than the cardholder, right? We should know the term of a cardholder. If not, it's right here as well too. Who does not have actual, implied, or apparent authority for such use, and from which the cardholder, who's the cardholder? Me and you are all the cardholder, receives no benefit. What benefit are you guys receiving in your information being inaccurately reported, in your information being reported without your consent, in your data being breached? What way are you guys, the cardholder, receiving any benefit? All right, so use that. Have ChatGPT, go in and draft me up a letter as to talking about how they've unauthorized how there's been unauthorized use that's taken place with your guys' credit. Put that in the ChatGPT. Have a draftable letter. Explain how you've received no benefit. Break down your guys' situation, your circumstance, your story. Right? Don't forget to, let that be known as well too. A lot of times you guys try to just point out all of these laws, but never mention your guys' what actually took place. What's the story? The term adequate notice as used in section 1643 of this title. So this is the next thing. Drafting a contract or similar instrument in which the consumer cannot adequately understand. That's 15 USC 1602K. And that's the term adequate notice. We're not going to read through that full one, nor all of them, honestly, because we'll be here forever. And I want this to be alive for all of you guys to go back through, study, share with other people that are also studying consumer law. This is something that should be able to help each and every single one of you guys. You guys can compile this into ChatGPT, have it scan your documents, and let it be known how you have gone through and gotten. Okay. Sorry. Every time I go live, everybody blows my phone up. Peace and love, family. If you guys are all just tuning in, make sure to drop what city you guys are tuning in from. One second, y'all. I'm gonna mute y'all. All right. Drop what city you guys are tuning in from. Drop what city you guys are tuning in from. Don't be that guy that's too cool, man. Too cool for school. All right. We've gone over about 5 or 6. The next one I'm going to take you guys to is back to the FDCPA. Who's gaining any type of value? Just a little bit of value. We'll come back here to the FDCPA, the Debt Collection Practices Act, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. And we're going to come here to 1692B. And we're going to look at number 5. Right, this is right here is a violation with placing logos or symbols on an envelope that indicates that the debt collector is in the debt collection business. Right, any logo or any symbol, that's a violation right there. 15 USC 1692B number 5. It's also mentioned a couple times all throughout the FDCPA, as a matter of fact. But that's another one. That's number 6. The next one, number 7, is, and we got 7 tuned in here. I appreciate every single one of you guys tuned in. Let me get some feedback. Who's getting some type of value? And this is all tying into the open-ended credit plan as well too. This is all evidence of one's open-ended credit plan, and just going to show that there's laws that are governing the protection of debt. And I want you guys to get very clear. I want y'all to get very clear with each and every single one of these subchapters, because you guys can discharge any and all debts on a consumer report with knowing this information. And that just goes to show, in a credit report and credit as a whole is one's God-given right. If we look into Deuteronomy 15, it states you will lend to many nations, but you will borrow from none, right? We should, and we are not borrowing from any of these corporations. We're the lender in every single one of these transactions. We're the ones whom is originating any one of these instruments, whether it's a promissory note, whether it's a FRN, whether it's a remnants coupon. We're the ones whom is creating any one of these instruments in the first place. I want you all to understand that there is no money in circulation. Everything is all credit, and it's all credited by we the people. And so that's why there are these laws in the first place, to protect consumers so that we don't lose faith in the banking system, so that we keep our trust in these systems. So that's why there are places like the CFPB, the SEC, the Attorney General, the Federal Trade Commission, where we as consumers can go and file complaints using exactly what I'm teaching, the Better Business Bureau, right? The OCC, right? Family, like these are all government agencies that are put in place to protect not the banks, you, the consumer. There's a consumer complaint section for each and every single one of these agencies that I just mentioned. So that's how powerful you are. But we got to take back that power. Or we got to take back that power. And so that's why when I say, let's drop a like on this video, that's all that I ask, because and I'm teaching y'all and empowering y'all with this information so that more people can be empowered with this information. Because I know the more people that are getting in tune with this information, the more moves that we'll be able to make as a collective. And when we talk about doing something on the grand scheme and scale, of really altering humanity and what's taking place, and being able to even mess with these higher ups and these types of entities and these families, we've got to come together as one, as a unity, or as a collective. Right? Billionaires Club, it's a club of individuals that are in tune with themselves and just overall looking to go out and help the better of humanity and raising the vibrations here on earth. And the way that we're going to do so is by getting and fixing ourselves and getting ourselves, not out of debt, but out of that mentality, that slave mentality that's literally been engraved and programmed into our DNA. See, what I want you all to understand is that a lot of it is just trauma that's came over generations, and we got to be able to depict and decode literally these programs that have been put upon us, and start to alter and shift our way of thinking. And if they're defining an open-ended credit plan, like what more do you need to go and understand and see to understand that you have an open-ended credit plan? If you understand that with these 10K filing forms. This is proof and evidence that there's a trust in place. And with these trusts and with these filings, this goes to show that the credit that you are creating, and they're then getting you into an agreement, making you think that you're obliged, which is debt, obligated, and obligation, making you, have these obligations. They're making you think that you're obligated to paying something that's you credit them in the first place. But with that credit that you originated and the numbers that you originated that came from your trust account, they got access to those funds. They transferred it to their trust. And whereas with this trust, they sold it on the market to investors as a security. And this is why the foreign exchange market is a $6.6 trillion market, which got me all into this finance, industry as a whole. I've been trading since 2019 in the Forex market. And I want you all to understand it's a $6.6 trillion market because all of these numbers are being generated and being created from us, from individuals that are being incarcerated, from individuals that are going to school, from individuals that are, going out and applying for, home ownership, for individuals that are going out and applying for auto loans, for individuals that are going out and applying for credit cards, for individuals that are going out and getting jobs, for individuals that are going out and getting insurance. All of this information, anytime you use your credit card, a finance charge has arose. See, we got to go back to truth in lending, and we got to truly understand what a finance charge is. Okay, a finance charge is the sum of all charges. How is this finance charge being, generated? Where is this even coming from? Where is this finance charge coming from? If you look at the amount financed on the truth and lending disclosure, it'll always say to you the credit provided to you on your behalf. Well, whom is providing this credit to me? Is it these banks, which is simply just a piece of paper? And I've got some corporations right here next to me somewhere on one of these folders, because that's all a corporation is, family, is just a piece of paper. Are they the ones whom is generating this? Or just like Deuteronomy 15 states, you will lend to many nations, but you will borrow from none. Wow, maybe I am the lender. Maybe I am the creditor in every single transaction, because in order to be a creditor in the first place, you must be able to create. See, in order to create something, that is what makes you a creditor. And two creditors created us, as a matter of fact, and they actually exchanged and went through interstate commerce. Our parents, right, they had a transaction and they created us, which we came into this world as a creditor. And that's why they created the trust. That's why they created that Social Security card and that Social Security account. And that's why they gave us that birth certificate, right? That's why they gave us all these documents at birth, right? Because we were birthed into this corporation. We were birthed into this Admiralty Maritime jurisdiction. And what I want you guys to understand is that we are separate from it, but yes, we do operate within it. And you got to know how to operate within both the public and the private. And so with what I'm teaching, these consumer laws, these are being able to operate in the public, but at the capacity of the power that we all have within us, being that natural person, being those indigenous beings. And there's indigenous beings from all around the world that are tuning into my channel. And that's the thing about my channel is, 528 hertz. Like, y'all see the type of people that we attract. It's all people that are in tune with these frequencies. And so let's see, communicating with we're almost done with all of the consumer law codes. We got about like 10 more. So I'm going to just run through them. 15 USC, because I told you I'd give y'all 22. So this is the consumer law hacks, the open-ended credit report. That's just been explained literally, like right now, verbatim. Just run this back, at 20 minutes. We're going to keep this video probably under 30 minutes. So we'll keep it, we won't go too much longer, maybe 5 to 10 more minutes. And then we'll end it with some real estate stuff as well, too, family, and how all of this ties in to real estate. All right, I actually got my business partner, Clarity, tuned in right now. Super blessed to have you tuned in to the live stream. Drop what city you guys are all tuning in from. Drop what city you guys are all tuning in from. Let me know if any of y'all are gaining any value from this, right? Are y'all taking away any value? And just to, further back what I'm stating as well too, because I don't ever want to just throw any claims and, that just be, you guys just take my word for it. Never do I want that to take place. I want you guys to truly understand that the United States is a corporation. So what do you mean, everything is commerce? It's a federal corporation. So, the United States, there's two different jurisdictions. And that's what I want you guys all to understand as well too. There's the law, there's Admiralty Maritime, and which is the law of the sea, right? The law of the sea. And then there's, I forget the proper verbiage for it, but then we got the law of the land, right? The law of the land. Can't think of it off the top of my head. But what I want you guys all to understand is that there's two different jurisdictions, and we got to understand what jurisdiction, we're in. And so now, I'm going to show you guys this picture. Actually, I want you all to understand the hierarchies of law. How many of y'all are in tune with the hierarchies of law? I'll drop this in my Discord if you guys are not in my Discord yet. I would highly advise, but right, get in tune with the hierarchy of laws. See, we've got the universal laws, which deal with energies, which is why I believe, and this is how I operate my whole life. Natural laws deal with natural ways of objects and beings which have manifested into the third dimension. We've got laws of maxim, also known as God's law. These laws come straight out of the Bible and are the highest laws of the land. They are rights given by the God to all beings and cannot be taken away by anyone. Then we've got sovereign, a human being, a being that is a master of self, operates under God's law, has the ability to create laws and constitutions for itself. This is why we can, and corporations that it creates. This is why we can create constitutions, and this is why we can create church entities. And these church entities can have constitutions which are all privately incorporate or privately, privately incorporated as a 508c1a. I'm looking for a proper term. That's why my mind was a little scattered right there, but it's called an unincorporated association. So I said incorporated. It's actually an unincorporated. That's why I was kind of thinking it's an unincorporated association. So with this 508c1a, which is a private entity, and this is what can govern and administer a church, a faith-based organization. This is what I've taught this time and time again since about 2022, 2023, when I really started learning about 508c1as, and I got my own set up in 2022 of November 11th of 2022. So get familiar with these laws. We got contract law, we've got treaties, we've got constitutional law, we've got corporation law, we've got federal codes. Right, we've got police, corporations, and agents, and then we've got citizen, right, which is a slate. I want you all to go look into the 14th Amendment, the 13th Amendment. These are all things that were, recently added after the United States became a corporation with the Act of 1871. But this isn't why we're here. But I also do want y'all to go look into that and see how, the United States became a corporation in the year of 1871 and 28 USC 3002 further backs. Oh, y'all didn't even see. My fault. I'm on the wrong. All right, my fault. I'm on the wrong. Y'all like, what? I definitely. Y'all not even saying nothing though. Tuning in from LA. We was just in LA. Clarity. Tuning in from LA. 528 hertz. Gratitude, Queen A. Much love. Much love. My guy Gregory says he'll be watching in Fire TV. It has no texting capability while logged in with my cell. Beautiful. I appreciate you tuning in, Gregory. Let's get it. Finance LLC. We got businesses tuned in. My guy always with the 528 hertz, sending that high frequency, sending over that love. I appreciate it, brother. One love. So we got 28 USC 3002. If we scroll down here and go to number 15, we can see the United States. I was over here like highlighting it, like putting emphasis on this. Like this is where it states that the United States is a federal corporation. So within a corporation, we got to understand that everything is commerce. The sole purpose of any business is to make moolah. right? Money, cash flow. All right. So there we go. 28 USC 3002. So the 10K filing forms just goes to show how these, debts that we're creating by them running our credit, they're selling it to their trust or transferring over to their trust. And then this trust is selling it on the market to investors as security. And that's why they're filing these 10K forms. You can go to any bank, any big bank that's governed by the SEC, and you guys can find their 10K filing forms. There is places that you guys can go that regulate, specifically, credit unions, right? So if you guys want to file a complaint against a credit union, the SEC may not be the best place for a credit union because the SEC does not regulate these credit unions. So that's a lot of times where you guys are going wrong as well too, with your guys' disputes and with what you guys are sending out, is you guys aren't going to the proper regulators. That's once again how powerful we are. There's government agencies that are set up to protect us against these companies and them doing business with us. Right. So we've got to go out, we've got to exercise our rights and take action on, these teachings. So that's really everything that I have for you guys today. I want to leave you. Oh, I didn't finish all the 22. My fault. I'll be getting sidetracked. Let's finish them real quick. Let's dive right into it. Okay. So let's see. So we got the place and logos or symbol, communicating with the consumer regarding a debt by postcard. So that's 1692B, and that's number 4. They must not also state that a consumer owes a debt. If they do state, how many of them have ever stated that you owe a debt? Or how many of them have ever told you guys that you are obligated to paying, you owe a debt? Well, in accordance to 15 USC 1692. Not the best. 1692B, number 5. And I'm going to give you guys 13, 14, 15, 16, and the rest of them here right now. So we got creating 15 USC 1692D. And I want you to put in parentheses the number 3. And this is creating a list of consumers who allegedly refuse to pay alleged debts. Number 14, we got 15 USC 1692D, as in dog. In parentheses, we got the number 4. This is advertising or the sale of a debt to coerce payment. Check that notice of repossession if your car was repossessed. So if you guys have ever had a repossession, this is actually for you guys right here. My guy, Johnny Charisma, I'm from Chicago. I appreciate everything you're doing for the community. My guy, keep the great work. All that I ask from you guys is that you guys take action on these teachings, because we got a lot bigger moves to make. These are small moves. This is why I need all of you guys to be geared up and prepped. And if you got questions, to ask. And if you need a community, to join our community. And if you need free ebooks, we've got free ebooks. If you need questions, we've got the answers. If you need, mentorship, we've got the mentorship. If you need a community, and an online course, we have our university. If you need extra assistance overseas with your business and scaling your business and getting some help, we've got virtual assistants in our virtual assistant agency. If you guys are looking for investments, we've got our fund that we're about to be dropping here pretty soon, where you guys will actually be able to invest into real estate and own real estate with us in our company. All right, this isn't a REIT, this is actual real property that you guys will own and be a partner in. And so these are things that we're going to be launching here to the public for you guys soon. So we're looking to have a one-stop shop, literally a business in a box. We're looking to provide all of these services and offerings for you guys. But the biggest thing that I need from you guys is to do your part and drop a like if you guys are liking this content, if you guys are liking the teachings, if you guys are wanting more of it, and to take action above all else. So like these videos, study them, get all the knowledge that you guys need to take action. Like I said to start out this call, knowledge on ice, I'd rather have ignorance on fire. All right, so number 15 is 15 USC 1692D, number 5, which is causing a consumer's telephone to ring in a manner in which is annoying to the consumer. If it's inconvenient to you in any way, 1692D in parentheses, number 5, that's for you. Number 16, we've got 15 USC 1692E. In parentheses, we got the number 1. This is stating that a debt collector pretending that they are affiliated with the United States in any way. So if any way they're, pretending that they're affiliated with the United States, remember the United States is a federal corporation. This is different than the United States of America. Number 17, this is going to help you guys a lot with attorneys. How many of you guys have had attorneys that have represented any one of these banks or any one of these companies that, who are you in terms of the attorney? Like what knowledge, what credible knowledge, were you even present during the transaction? What are you acting all off of hearsay or are these facts? And with an attorney, it's all hearsay. And then the court of law is not what you know, but it's what you can prove. So number 17, 15 USC 1692E. Number 3 states an attorney acting as a debt collector is a violation, and you guys can, or representing a debt collector, 15 USC 1692E. Number 3. I'd highly recommend you use that. I've seen many cases where people have, cases have been shut down right away when a consumer used that in court against these attorneys. Number 18, threatening to sue a consumer, 15 USC 1692E. Number 5, many times, time and time again, they threaten to sue a consumer. A debt collector failing to disclose that they are a debt collector. So they must disclose each time they communicate with you guys that they are a debt collector. 15 USC 1692E, number 11. So you guys can see in 1692E, there's tons and tons and tons of violations that you guys will find in there. That's false or misleading representation. That's 15 USC. Let me take you guys. I don't know why I'm not. That's here. 15 USC 1692E. My fault, y'all. Y'all just look in and listen to me. I want y'all to actually see, though. So here's number 3. Here's number 5. Number 19, we've got 11. So this is 15 USC 1692E, number 11, a debt collector failing to disclose that they are a debt collector. Number 20, 15 USC 1692I. These are all good ones too. That's a good one as well. Number 3. Okay, this says suing a consumer without authorization of the consumer. Okay, we got 1692E again. Back to E. And we're going to end it here with 21 and 22. 1692E, number 7, and number 10. So here goes number 10. Number 10 is using deceptive means to coerce a consumer into paying a debt. They've done that time and time again. Number 21, attempting to make a consumer believe they committed a crime. Well, those are the 22 big blessings. Oh, y'all can't even see, man. Y'all ain't even saying nothing. Y'all just sitting here just, taking in all the information, but not even seeing. So this is 1692E. We went through 3. We went through number 5. We went through number 10. We went through number 11. And we even went through number 7. Beautiful, beautiful family. So I hope that all of you guys were able to take away some value from this live stream. I believe I did a great breakdown of the open-ended credit plan, why credit is denied. It's being denied simply off of many discriminatory, off of many inaccurate, reporting. So the FCRA will be your best friend. If you guys are being denied, I want you to understand it's okay. That's actually your evidence, to use against Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. A lot of times there's discrimination. There's many different discriminatory cases that you guys can all look into as well if one is being denied. So you guys can come here. I keep going on different tabs. 1691, and you guys can look here. This is for discriminatory acts by these banks, through the lending process. It's a little different on the mortgage side. It's the Fair Housing Act, Fair Housing Act. I was reading up a little bit on that earlier today, and over the past couple of weeks, the Fair Housing Act, and looking more into the real estate side of things, and the discriminatory lending practices or acts of these lenders. Understanding different terms like redlining, understanding different, there's a, I don't want to confuse y'all. So just get started and study up fully on the ECOA, Equal Credit Opportunity Act, and use ChatGPT. So it could be your guys' best friend when it comes to these consumer laws. That's one thing I want to leave you guys with. I appreciate all of you guys tuning in. I believe that the consumer law hacks was amazing, but we're not going. Let's see. Y'all want to do it to y'all? Let's do it. We can do it to y'all. All right. So let's talk about my high. Let me pull this out for y'all. Where's my documents on it? I want to just read straight from here. All right. For my people, so we got the 508C1A. So I want to read up on this a little bit. What we'll do on a couple lives as well too is I'm going to break down deals. I'll underwrite deals live with you guys on YouTube. Maybe I'll even have one of my business partners, whom is an underwriter out in LA. I'll have her hop on, and then I'll even have my other business partner, Clarity, hop on, and I'll have her getting some extra reps with the underwriting as well. So I want to go ahead and show you guys this really quick. So this is directly from the IRS website. What is a 1031 exchange? Why are we talking about this on today's live? Because we'll get right into it. So first and foremost, we've already got tons of value. Once we start executing the value and we start removing these debts off our report, we can start to think more clear. We can start thinking about business, start thinking about, taxes, and with the businesses that we're making, if we're making $1 million and, or if we got $1 million today, I'm going to be taxed on that. So how can I eliminate taxes as much as possible? Let's invest in the real assets. Let's start investing, right? We hear about how the, 1% of the world that, there's 5% of the world that owns 95% of the world's wealth, and those are business owners and investors. And about 3 to 4% of that is business owners, and the other 1 to 2% is investors. So about those 1 to 2%, we know the Warren Buffetts, but there's also tons of other bigger fish than the Warren Buffetts, than the, Jeff Bezos and all these other great investors. There's tons of other bigger whales. And what I want you guys to understand is when it comes to investing, especially in the real estate, right? It's a real asset, something we could actually touch, which is why I love it. And especially with what we're going to be launching, we're strictly going to be investing your guys' money into apartments. I believe that apartments are the most cash flowing asset and, just make the most sense. And so with the 1031 exchange, what is a 1031 exchange? Why are we talking about this? Well, let's get into it, and I'll give you guys an example. I'll read through this one page for you guys. It's not too long, but bear with me. So I want you guys all to be, and y'all can read up on this more as well too. I'm going to drop this in our Discord as well too. 1031. Beautiful. Okay, so y'all can see, a little bit more about it as well too, just from this document as well. So thanks to IRC section 1031, a properly structured 1031 exchange allows an investor to sell a property. So this is what we can do with you guys, money, rather than having it in the bank where they're making you guys a tiny, if any, percentage of return. We can invest it in the, real assets, something that we can actually leave behind for our kids and our kids' kids. We talk about leaving a legacy. These are things that are going to be able to do so. To reinvest the proceeds in a new property and to defer all capital gains. IRC section 1031A(1) states, no gain or loss shall be recognized on the exchange of real property held for productive use in a trade or business or for investment. If such real property is exchanged solely for real property of like kind, which is to be held either for productive use in a trade or business or for investment. To understand the powerful protection of a 1031 exchange offer, consider the following example. Drop a 1 in the chat box if y'all are with me, if this is making sense so far. I want to make sure I bring clarity to all of you guys. Like I said, we are going to talk about some real estate secrets, and this is one of the secrets that a lot of the wealthy are not sharing with you guys and with what they are doing with their money, right? So assume an investor has $400,000 in a gain and also $400,000 in net proceeds after closing. Assuming an investor with a $400,000 capital gain and incurs a tax liability of $140,000 in combined taxes and net investment income, and when the property is sold, only $260,000 in net equity remains to reinvest in another property, right? So our equity is $260,000. Assuming a 25% down payment and taking on new financing or the purchase with a 75% loan to value ratio, the investor would only be able to purchase a $1.4 million replacement property. If the same investor chose to exchange, however, he or she would be able to reinvest the entire gross equity of $400,000 in the purchase of a $1.6 million replacement property, assuming that the same down payment and loan to value ratios. As the above example demonstrates, tax deferrable exchanges allow investors to defer capital gain taxes as well as facilitate significant portfolio growth and increased return on investments. In order to access the full potential of these benefits, it is crucial to have a comprehensive knowledge of the exchange process and the Section 1031 code. For instance, an accurate understanding of the key term like kind, often mistakenly thought to mean the same exact types of property, can reveal possibilities that might have been dismissed or overlooked. Asset Preservation Inc. API is a resource to obtain accurate and thorough information about the entire exchange process. So what properties qualify for a like-kind exchange, 1031 exchange? What are the time limits to complete a 1031? All of this we've got, and we've got it all compiled in our resource book, which is for our mentorship and what we've been diving into, family. So I wanted just to bring forth and share the 1031 exchange and the power of being in the position to invest into real assets. And so this is why I'm teaching what I'm teaching, so y'all can start to think, in these terms, and, start to think from a state of creativeness and using that sixth sense, which is our creative imagination. I was just reading up on this today, actually, in chapter 11 of Think and Grow Rich, right? They got the book on, sexual energy and sexual transmutation. And, it talks about that sixth sense and that superpower of our creative imagination and being able to tap into that. And many people lack it because of their sexual desires and them not being able to harness that and transmutate that energy elsewhere. So that's what we were reading up on earlier today. I'm super grateful for everybody that's been tuned in all 50 minutes. I believe that's a wrap for today's live stream. Make sure if you guys are new to like this video, to comment something that you guys learned, to come back after you guys take action on this and to share your guys' results, share your testimony, so that other people that are viewing this years down, 5 years, 10 years down the road, they're coming here and able to actually see the results that you guys have gotten from taking action on these teachings. And I know that these 50 minutes that I gave to you guys was of value and of service to at least one of you guys. If it provides value to at least one of you guys, I've done my job. Just one person. All right, there's going to be hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people watching this video, all of my videos, millions of people, watching my videos. And if I could just help at least one of them, at least one of you guys, I've done my duty. And we've helped that one person time and time again. And, I just want to continue doing so. I know I've been away a little bit. I've just been working on some huge things with this real estate and really been locked in and really just pouring into me and pouring into my cup and, running 2 to 3 miles a day. And I was actually running about a week ago or a week and a half ago now, and I was running bleachers and I busted open my shin and I had to get 8 stitches. And, let me show you. Y'all probably like, this man is capping, man. Like, let me show y'all. Whoa. All right, so we healed up now a little bit. I want to break this chair. All right, y'all. That's enough, y'all. That's all she wrote. One love. I appreciate y'all all for tuning in, man. Let's get the movement out. 1 billion lives, man. That's a goal. To empower, enrich, and educate 1 billion lives. I'm not going to stop till it's done. One love.